Number 29, almost said 39. Number 29, use intercepts to graph the linear equation and label the points corresponding to the intercepts. I forgot to do that on the key that I put in. Anyway, okay, so if y is 0, my x-intercept is going to be negative 2/3 x equals 4. And I get rid of that by multiplying by the reciprocal. So x equals negative 12 over 2, so x is negative 6. So x is negative 6, and so I can say my x-intercept is negative 6, 0. My y-intercept, again, when x is 0, okay, I plug in x for 0, y equals 4. So y equals 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I just draw the line between those. So that's what that looks like. Okay, so for this one, my x-intercept, again, is when y is 0. And my y-intercept is when x is 0. So if I'm looking for my x-intercept, I'm going to plug in 0 for y. Negative 2x equals 10. That means x is going to be negative 5. So x is negative 5, 0. Okay, and if I want my y-intercept, I plug in 0 for x, solve for y. 2 times 5 is 10. So my y-intercept is 5. Looks very similar to that one, doesn't it? Okay, and finally, these intercepts are going to be a little trickier because they're going to be fractions, but my x-intercept, again, is when 0 is y. Y-intercept is when my 0 is x. So x-intercept, if I plug in 0 for y, I'm going to get 4x equals negative 7. Divide by 4. So this is negative 7/4. So what is that? That's 4, 1. Okay, so negative 1 3/4. So 1 3/4 is about right there. And my y-intercept, I'm going to plug in 0 for x, and I have negative 3y equals negative 7. Divide by 3, and this is going to be 7/3. Well, 7/3 is 2 1/3. So 1, 2, and 1/3. So about right there. So it's about like that. I hope that's making sense. All right, a story problem. Yay! We all love story problems. When people say, when are we really going to use this? This is the kind of thing we use it for. All right, so you're ordering warm-up clothes for the basketball team. The mesh shirts cost $16 each, and the cotton shirts cost half that, $8 each. I have a budget for $160 for the shirts, that's all. The equation 16x plus 8y equals 160 models the total cost where x is the number of mesh shirts. So this is x, so this is mesh shirts down here, and y is the number of cotton shirts. And we're going to look and see, we're going to graph this to see what our options could be for the team. Let me look at how I put this here. Okay, I counted by 2's. All right, so we're going to graph this. And I'm going to put these by 2. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, etc. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay. And you'll see in a minute why I picked that. Okay, so we're going to find our x-intercept. So 0 is y. We're going to find our y-intercept. Okay, when x is y. So when y is 0, I plug that, I put in 0 right here, and I have 16x equals 160. If I divide both sides by 16, I get x equals 10. So there is my x-intercept right here. Okay, if I plug in 0 for x, then I have 8y equals 160. Divide both sides by 8, and y equals 20. So my y-intercept is 20. And this is important that we get the line just right, because we need to see where it's going to cross in different places. So right here, more or less, sort of. It's supposed to cross here, and here, and here, and here. Okay, so what do these intercepts mean? Graph the equation, interpret the intercepts. Well, this x-intercept is telling me that I've got 10 mesh shirts and 0 cotton shirts. So this is if all shirts were mesh, or I should say are mesh. If I only bought cotton shirts, okay, then I would look up here and I have 20 and I would have 0 mesh shirts. So this is if all the shirts are cotton. Now chances are people on the team, some are going to want mesh and some are going to want cotton. And so it says here, 4 players decide they want the cotton shirts. How many mesh shirts can you order? Well, if they want 4 cotton shirts, then I'm going to plug 4 in for y. I can also look here, and I can look right here on my graph too. So 4 cotton shirts is going to make 8 mesh shirts, and that will add to 160. But let's do it throwing it into the equation. So 4 players want cotton shirts. So 16x plus 8 times 4 is 160. 16x plus 32 is 160. And if I subtract 32 from both sides, I get 158, I think. 158. I don't have a calculator close by. Let's see. Oh no, not 158. I'm sorry. 160 minus 32, 128. Okay, and if I divide both sides by 16, then I get 8, which is exactly what this point is right here. This point is 4, 8. So 4 cotton shirts, 8 mesh shirts. All right, I'll keep going in the next video.